Hey guys, what's up, it's iPhone here, and welcome to episode 18 of Warframe, playing like a pro. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Angstrum rocket launcher / secondary weapon in Warframe. Alright, so this is my second try trying to record this because I was downloading Rainbow Six Siege, and whenever I was like halfway through recording, it popped up in the bottom that it was finished downloading, and then it made me tab out of the game for some reason. So that's like another reason why I don't like Uplay, because it like just randomly tabbed me out whenever I was recording. So I'm pretty triggered at that, because I was doing good in the first recording, but now, you know, I'm rambling on about something that doesn't matter. And yeah, so let's just talk about the Angstrum. So the Angstrum is a rocket launcher, and it's a weapon that has a lot more downsides than it has positive sides. So first downside being you can kill yourself with it. Some people might see that as an upside, you know. Personally, I think it's pretty funny. Like, I could be like, I don't know, like, doing, I don't know, let's say I'm cosplaying as, like, I don't know, what would I be cosplaying as? Something that wants to blow itself up, you know? Leave a comment down below, what would I be cosplaying as? But let's say I just want to blow myself up, like, in my teammate's face. I just go at him, blow myself up, and ragdoll halfway across the map. That's basically how I would play with this weapon, you know. For some reason I didn't kill myself there. That was okay. Maybe I am a really pro ninja that doesn't die to missiles now. Yeah, so you know, I take that back. I still die. So, you know, you can kill yourself with the weapon. Another downside is whenever you fire it full charge, all the missiles split out. That way you're losing out in damage, because not every single pellet is hitting the enemy, or not every single rocket is hitting the enemy. What I think this gun is good for is only killing infested chargers in a defense, and we're gonna go through why. The biggest reason being that you can't actually hit like a single target 100% accurately because of that split in the rocket. So there's really no point using this versus Grenier, Corpus, Corrupted, Sentience. You know, there's no point using this weapon versus any of those factions. The only weapon I would ever use this weapon against is the infested in a defense, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn in a split between the chargers. So I'm going to spawn in 3 chargers, and then I'm going to spawn in 3 healers, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this here build right here. This is my Crucive and Fire build. So you basically just put on your main damage mod, so Hornet Strike, Barrel Fusion, Lethal Torrent, and then you throw on your elements, so Crucive versus the Ancients, and then Fire versus the Chargers, and that's how I would basically be running this weapon. If you want, you can swap out these dual stat elements. Well, not swap out the dual stat elements, but you can swap them around a bit, meaning that you can take off Jolt and throw on Scorch if you want to have more damage versus the Chargers and you want to just get rid of them. Or you can put on Jolt and Pistol Pestilence to double up on your Corrosive and deal more damage versus the Ancient Healers, which is what I suggest. So you have a mix of 3 elements here, so you have Corrosive, Blast, and Heat, and that's another downside to the weapon. It doesn't have any IPS, and you can't really get rid of that blast damage, which may have a negative impact versus certain enemies. Let's say, for example, the Bombard. You're going to just deal less damage to the Bombard because they're immune, or, you know, they resist blast damage, you know. So there's no real reason to be using this versus the Grenier faction, because the hardest enemy in the Grenier faction is basically resistant to this weapon. Some of you guys may take notice that the weapon has a pretty high status. Chance you see right now with the dual stat elements, Barrel, Diffusion, and Lethal Torrent, we're sitting at 50% status. Chance you might be like, well, Flynn, why don't we just mod for status? Really no point, because you have to be consistently hitting your enemy with whatever bullets or rockets or whatever it is to really proc those status effects, unless you get 100% status, which I don't believe you can do with this weapon. Actually, let's just do a test and find out if you can do that. So let's just go ahead, throw on all of our status. So let's go on Jolt, let's go on Pistol Pestilence, Scorch, and what's the last one called? Frostbite? Frostbite. So yeah, you only got up to 60% status, which really is not good enough. So yeah, did I throw on Prime Pistol again? But I think I just did that. Let's just go do that again, just to make sure that I wasn't like messing up unintentionally there. Frostbite, and then what was the last one? Pistol Pestilence, 68% status. So there you go. No real point, so let's just go ahead, throw on our Pathogen rounds for our Corrosive, and then Primed Heat at charge. I know you guys like to get on my back for that, because I keep on forgetting to put the Prime version on. And then we throw on our Jolt and our Pistol Pestilence to double up on Corrosive, and now we're ready to go and kill these guys. So yeah, I'm going to put them in a Bastille, and then show you guys what it's like to shoot down at these guys. Hopefully I don't die. There we go. Okay. So you just shoot down at them. You can kill the chargers, no problem. The chargers die pretty fast because, let's face it, they don't have the most health, they don't have the most armor or anything like that there. Infested don't have armor. But really the problem is the ancient healers. You don't kill these guys as quick as I would like it to. You have to actually fire it a few times and actually make sure that you are hitting the enemies with at least a few rockets. Because you see, like, it's taking a few shots to actually kill. Another downside to this weapon being the extremely low ammo capacity. And this was actually a nerf that happened way long ago, back whenever I first started playing, where they basically nerfed the ammo capacity of all, like, basically launcher weapons to stop people farming XP on Auric and Derelict defense. They used the Angstrum and the Penta to basically just stand up and farm XP for their Warframes and all that other stuff. They just sit with these explosive weapons and get kills that way. But with this weapon, right, you have this weapon which deals explosive like splash damage in a radius, and it like splits, so you basically are losing damage from that split in the projectiles. And it's like, well, what's the point? Why would I bother using this weapon whenever there's other weapons out there which does what this weapon does to a lot better extent, actually? So let's take, for example, the Toncore, right? The Toncore is basically this weapon that doesn't split. It doesn't split out the missiles, right? So you just have more of a accurate explosive weapon right there. So why would you not use the Toncore over this weapon if you really want to use an explosive hand cannon or whatever the heck it may be that you want to use? Of course this weapon's cool with it splitting the missiles and everything, but you know, is there really a point using it whenever it's not going to be good against like 4 factions in the game, which are basically the main factions that you want to be going up against, and then it's just good against the easiest faction in the game, which pretty much any weapon can kill? You know, there's no, I don't feel like that sells the weapon to me, if you get what I mean. So for that simple fact, I'm gonna give this weapon, I don't want to say a 5 out of 10, maybe a 4 out of 10. I'm sort of split between, because I can see why people want to use this weapon, because it's a cool weapon. You know, it's the only weapon in the game that has like a split rocket launcher thing. It's an area of effect infested killer. That's what this weapon is. And if you're standing up in like something in Akid or something, you're just shooting down at the enemies, you are going to get a decent amount of kills, and you're going to do well with this weapon. But at the cost of how many forma? I think I put 4 or 5 forma in this weapon. I think it was 5 forma. Let's go ahead and check. 5 forma, and you know, you're only good versus 1 faction, and even at that, there are weapons that can do it a lot better for less forma, you know. So that's why I rate this weapon low. I'm not going to call it master rank fodder because it can kill things, but it will never be my top pick for a hand cannon explosive weapon. That's what I'm trying to say. Good weapon for beginning players, don't get me wrong. You just want to play infested missions, maybe farm up some nanospores and plastids and stuff. If you're able to get your hands on this weapon, by all means do so. But you also have to get your hands on these mods to make this weapon as good as it can possibly be. Otherwise, you know, you're just handicapping yourself. Because let's take a look at this weapon without lethal torrent and barrel diffusion. What's the split like? You know, that's pretty shit. That's a lot of your damage gone. You have a split of 3 rockets there, shooting out 3 rockets at a time, and they're not 100% accurate. So why would you bother? You know, that's my question. So I don't know. I'm gonna give this weapon a 4 out of 10 because I like it. Its theme, its ability to kill infested, and just because it's unique, I guess. Well, let's give it a 3 out of 10 because there's only really 3 good points about the weapon. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button below. And you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys 6 PM UK time tomorrow. Thanks for watching.